Sign up at the end of this review to get my personal gear list.
This one should be ebony bound, and it should have curly maple inset purfling like the K-Series.
Okay. So here we are in the Taylor wood room, and we're gonna pick out some woods for two very cool, very custom guitars. And I'm not gonna be the one just picking out the woods. Andy Powers is gonna be here kind of guiding me through the whole process. So we decided that the first guitar that we're gonna make is a Grand Symphony, no cutaway, kind of a nod to the classic guitars of the 30s and 40s. So it's going to be Brazilian rosewood back and sides, Adirondack spruce top. Now, the Brazilian rosewood back and sides, literally we pull down a pallet of Brazilian rosewood that is some of the finest, most choice Brazilian rosewood I have ever seen.
350-year-old wood.
I like that one.
Yeah, I do too.
I personally graded out every one of these sets.
Oh, wow.
That literally is the kind of wood that you would have seen hundreds of years ago.
That is
another perfect set. Or
I like that one.
That one's really cool.
Another perfect set.
Wow, like you're not kidding, perfect. It smells good, it looks good, it sounds good. We're down there on the pallet kind of clicking pieces of wood together, and the tone that was coming out of these things was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it already sounds good, it's not even a guitar yet. We went through the same process with the tops, actually.
Really nice Adirondack around. Do you remember what bin it's moving in?
I have some over there, but I don't have much. I was having them do it more today.
So Andy went and grabbed a stack of Adirondack off the shelf, and we found some tops that were okay, and one that I thought I would have picked and said, wow, that's a killer top. And he said, no, he said, look at this. The runout's kind of a little goofy on it, and it won't make a good top for this particular guitar.
The only thing that I don't like about this is that when I move it back and forth, see how there's kind of like a hologram effect of one side to the other?
Because of that, is that the end grain coming at you?
Yeah. It's not bad. Not at all a bad top. It'll make a fine guitar. But that's kind of like once in a lifetime wood. So you want to pick the once in a lifetime top.
So, since the pallet jack was already out, we brought down another pallet of Adirondack spruce and checked out the stuff in that stack. And we went through and had a really, really interesting, almost master class of looking at spruce. I mean, here I am sitting with Andy Powers at a table, and we're going through piece after piece, and he's showing me, he's like, this tree had a really slow first, 50 years of its life, and then all of a sudden, things got a little bit easier, and it was just the most interesting way to look at wood, but also kind of correlate that to how it was going to sound. I mean, two pieces of Adirondack spruce that looked almost identical had extremely different stiffness qualities and extremely different tap tone.
It's got,
oh my God.
You can hear the stiffness in Adirondack. It's got like a marimba bar quality.
Yeah.
Even though that's traditionally Honduras rosewood. So this is going to be a GS, and we're gonna pay a little homage to some of the more traditional guitars by doing Ivoroid binding, the Century Ivoroid inlay, Century Ivoroid peghead inlay, Brazilian head plate, Brazilian backstrap.
So we found a choice piece of spruce that's going to make a great match for this Brazilian rosewood Adirondack spruce Grand Symphony. We're going to match that with some 800 series advanced performance bracing, thin finish, protein glue, and Ivoroid appointments, just to kind of, again, give a little nod to that vintagey style guitar. Now, we weren't done quite yet. We had another mission in mind. We had asked Andy when we first got here, if you had to build a guitar, what would it be? And then he just started going to work. He said, well, I'm going to have to build a Grand Concert 12 fret, kind of a fingerstyle guitar. So he started looking through back and side woods, and I thought, wow, he's going towards mahogany. And then he left and went and planed a piece of what I thought was mahogany. He just left the wood room. He's going to go plane a piece of mahogany that he picked out to see how it looks. So we're awaiting his return, and we're just going to keep... It's like kids in a candy store. I mean, it's ridiculous. So actually, it's not mahogany. It's Tasmanian blackwood. But we were just discussing the similarities, but probably tonal variations. Is that correct?
Yep. It's like mahogany with some rosewood mixed in.
So it's like if mahogany and rosewood went to the high school prom and accidents happened.
Kind of like that.
Andy really expressed a ton of excitement for this wood, not only because tonally, for guitars, it's a great wood, but also the way that it's being harvested. There's actually a guy coming out and finding these felled trees in private farms, paying the owners for the trees, basically saving them. They were going to become mulch, which is not a great use of this incredible wood, and now they're going to become actual functional guitars, pieces of art that are incredible.
When it's flats on, it has a pretty different color, different look.
So that was the back and sides for that guitar. Then he went with a sinker redwood top. He went through a stack of probably about 20 redwood tops, flexing them, looking at them and saying, this is the kind of top I want right now for this guitar. It's a little bit stiffer, it's really uniform.
This one's a really good one. This one should be ebony bound, and it should have curly maple inset purfling like the K series.
Okay.
That's what this one should be.
These two guitars, you know, it was great. You know, it's always cool to design custom guitars, but this one, this particular experience held the most weight. It was so meaningful because not only were we picking out cool woods, we were looking at them, again, from that builder's perspective. Kind of saying, wow, this is going to sound really good because of this. It was a very finite reason. We were looking for certain things. We knew what we were after, but with Andy's guidance and his just enthusiasm for all things guitar, I think we came up with some really, really awesome custom instruments.
Almost like I'm pre-shrinking the denim that you'd make a pair of jeans out of before I build the guitar.
Yeah.
So it's this months and months long process
Holy
to
cow.
get the stuff just right. And when I do that, the maple is really relaxed. It feels like an old piece of wood.